Alright, guys, it is coming up on midnight tonight, and I wanted to jump back here on social media and let you guys know that there is a brand new severe thunderstorm watch that goes in effect for a good portion of central Missouri. And this watch goes until 5 a.m. and this does include the areas of Kansas City and all the way over to Columbia, Missouri, where the University of Missouri is located. This watch does not include Jefferson City, but it does include Columbia, and it does include a good portion of western Missouri for the potential of damaging straight line winds and a couple of tornadoes. Now, we also have an impressive line of storms that is coming in here towards the Kansas City metro area. So, if you're watching in Kansas City right now, that there is a line of severe storms that are, just off to your northwest, probably about 5 to 6 miles, that is going to be moving through the city between now and about 12:10 this morning. So there is your intense line of severe storms, and the Weather Service has just posted a brand new severe thunderstorm warning for west central Missouri until 12:30 for damaging winds in excess of 60 miles per hour. And these are the counties that are in the warning: Clay County, Clinton County, Ray County, Caldwell County, and Jackson County in west central Missouri until 12:30 for the potential of damaging winds in excess of 60 to 70 miles per hour. These storms are moving east at 55 miles per hour. Damage to roof, sidings, and trees are possible with this line of storms. There is also places impacted are Interstate 70 in Missouri between mile markers 1 and 8. So there is your new warning that goes all the way basically from just west of Richmond all the way over to the Missouri Kansas line. And this is a very intense line of storms that is about to come into the Kansas City area here momentarily. And so this is going to be a pretty serious situation coming over here towards Kansas City, North Kansas City, also Parkville right now, as you're about to see some intense amount of rain, an intense amount of wind as well, coming with this line of storms, and then possibly even some small hail if you were up here towards Hampton, Kansas. So there is your line of severe storms. Next up is going to be Parkville, and then getting over here towards Kansas City and North Kansas City, and then eventually getting over here towards Independence, Missouri. So there is your line of severe storms, and these storms are capable of producing damaging winds in excess of 60 miles per hour. Give me just a second. Okay, so we are looking I-70 westbound at Ohio Street, and we are about to watch the line of severe storms come into the Kansas City area. As you can see, they are coming in right now. They are really packing a punch as they are producing winds in excess of 60 miles per hour. And these storms are going to be lined up coming into the city right now. As you can see, torrential rain is happening right now in the Kansas City metro area. We are looking on I-70 westbound at Ohio Street. And this line of storms has just gotten to this location right now. Let me see if I can get a better vantage point. Okay, so this is I-70 westbound at Prospect, and the line of severe storms has not reached this area yet. So it's going to be coming over this location here within a matter of minutes. And we're going to wait and see exactly what the weather looks like here in downtown Kansas City. Uh, okay, so now we're looking at I-70 and Manchester. And as you can see, the lightning is really illuminating the sky here. We are going to await and see the storms come into this location. As these storms have had a history of producing a lot of damage back across Kansas, and now they're coming into the Kansas City area right now as we speak. And once again, if you are watching me in North Kansas City or Kansas City right now, also close to Sugar Creek or Birmingham in Missouri, you guys are seeing the intense severe weather right now. And then next up would be Raytown, Blue Springs, Unity Village, and Lee's Summit for this nasty line of storms. Also, Prather'sville. And once again, if you were watching me in Clay County, Clinton County, Ray County, Caldwell County, or Jackson County, in Missouri. You guys are underneath a severe thunderstorm warning until 12:30, which is for another 20 minutes for damaging winds in excess of 60 to 70 miles per hour. And what you're looking at is you are looking at a tower camera that is positioned at I-70 East and Manchester. And we are watching the line of storms coming into Kansas City right now. It has started to rain at that location. Let me see if I can get a better vantage point closer to the area. And like I said, it does look like that these storms are trying to become in a weakening phase. But I still want you guys in your safe place until these storms pass. So once again, we have a line of severe storms that are moving into Kansas City right now. They have come on through North Kansas City and Avondale, and now the severe wind line is going to be near Independence, coming over here towards Blue Springs in Missouri. And there is your intense line of storms. Basically, if you were stretched here from Lawson down to I hope I'm saying this correctly, Excelsior Springs, over to Orick and Buckner. This is where your severe thunderstorm is going to be. And of course, I can actually show you where the most intense line of wind is going to be. Coming over here towards Lawson, and then stretching down to Buckner, and then getting back here towards Blue Springs and Lee's Summit, and then curving back here into Kansas. Okay, so there's your intense line of wind coming across 70 right now. Coming up on Buckner and Blue Springs, Missouri. So this is damaging winds in excess of 60 miles per hour and very small hail. And actually, these are the only storm of concern that we have out here right now. We had a couple of warnings back off to the west, but those have been allowed to expire. So hopefully these storms that are in northwestern Missouri or west central Missouri will continue to weaken, but I can't guarantee that right now. So if you are from Lawson all the way down to Buckner, going ahead and think about getting to a sturdy shelter because these winds are capable of producing 60 to 70 mile per hour winds. Basically, if you are watching me in Kansas City, Independence, Blue Springs, Liberty, Caldstone, Kearney, North Kansas City, Sugar Creek, Buckner, Lawson, Plantersburg, Lathrop, Claycomo, Courtney, Pleasant Valley, Polo, or Holt. Going ahead and think about being in a sturdy shelter right now because these storms are really packing a punch as they push on off to the east. And these storms have had a history of producing extremely large hail back over Kansas, and now they're pushing into Missouri. But there you can see your severe thunderstorm line. Basically, that is from Overland Park in Kansas City and then curving back up here to near Interstate 35 across the northern portions of Missouri. So there is your severe storms, and I do know that this storm back here south of Topeka, north of Osage City, has a little bit of a hook feature to it. So let me look at the velocity and see. Good news is I'm not seeing any rotation with that, or very broad rotation with that, so that's the good news. Let me see from Topeka. Not much there, so that's good. Okay, so we're going to have to watch all of these storms through the remainder of the night. However, it does look like that they are in a weakening phase. And the reason that I say that is because there is this outflow boundary that is out ahead of the line of storms. And that usually means that these storms are in a weakening phase. Now, there can still be winds in excess of 50 to 60 that are actually get to your location before the line of wind and rain gets to your location. So there very well could be damaging winds even before the rain gets there. That is along this main line of wind before the actual rain reaches your location. So if you're watching right now in Buckner, Orick, if you're watching in Blue Springs, Lee's Summit, or Belton in Missouri, you're next up for an intense burst of wind, and then you're going to get back here into the heavy rain if you're in Kansas City, Independence, or Raytown. Next up, then after that, would be over here towards Oak Grove, Richmond, and then Lexington, and then eventually getting over here to the Columbia, Missouri area if this line of storms holds together. However, like I said, it does look like that it is in a weakening phase because it is not as strong as it once was when it was back over here to the west of Kansas City. So it does look like that this line of storms is in a weakening phase because it's got that outflow boundary ahead of it. But I still want you guys to be in a sturdy shelter if you are over here towards Buckner or if you're near Blue Springs, Missouri. And this warning goes for another 10 minutes until 12:30 for Clay, Clinton, Ray, Caldwell, and Jackson counties in central Missouri. West central Missouri. These storms are moving off to the east at 55 miles per hour, 60 mile per hour wind gust, and penny-sized hail. And so, yes, these storms are definitely in a weakening phase. So basically, right now, you're looking at radar fade that is coming in here just off to the east of Lawson. So let me see if there are. Okay, Columbia's not going to do it. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so there is your strong line of wind that is basically coming into Sandals right now, and then Rayville, stretching down to Orick and Buckner. All right, and then next up is going to be State Highway 13, that basically runs from Polo all the way down to Richmond. So if you're watching me in Knoxville, if you're watching me in Polo or Richmond, need to go ahead and think about being in your sturdy shelter, because these storms are coming up over you here momentarily. And hopefully, the Weather Service will allow this warning to expire in 8 minutes, but I cannot guarantee that. Hopefully, they will not extend the warning, but I can't, like I said, I cannot guarantee that. So if you're watching me, Orick, over here towards Richmond, your severe weather wind is going to be coming up on you momentarily, and especially if you were over here towards Shibley, Buckner, or Orick, Missouri. Also, if you were along 10, that runs from Richmond over to Kansas City. So once again, this is Stephen Ray, and you are watching Severe Weather Coverage. Okay, so they have allowed the warning to expire. So there's no formal severe thunderstorm warnings in effect anymore for any portion of Missouri. However, that could change at any time. So I'm going to take a short break, and I will continue to watch these storms as they progress over the next few hours as they come across the state of Missouri. And if any other warning pops up, I will be right back here on social media to let you guys know about the severe weather update.